Hello everybody. Lately I've seen some really cool tutorial about how you can export from Houdini CSV data and Alembic data to Unreal PCG. And I was wondering if something could be done with the Python remote execution to ease that out a bit and to use also PCG data asset. So for those who don't know, PCG data asset is a new type of data EPIC introduced in Unreal 5.4. And I see them basically as a point cloud saved inside an asset with point position and attributes, and then it can be read by any PCG graph later on quite easily. So turns out with a bit of Python and Blueprint, you can. So you can see here I have a bunch of points inside Houdini with a bunch of attributes on it, and if I update the number of points and change something, cook the geometry, it updates live inside Unreal as well. It's quite fast, and so what it does basically is it creates with Python and Blueprint a data asset which is read by a PCG component. So nothing fancy here. I just have a read data asset with a parameter, copy 2 points to the current actual location, copy a bunch of attributes, and spawn static mesh. And you can see you can basically send whatever you want as data. So you can see, for instance, on this spiral, you can see that the rotation is kept as well according to the normal and the up of the point inside Houdini. And for instance, here I can add like a scale, and it's going to be used inside Unreal out of the box. Performance-wise, it's not bad at all, I think. Like here I have only like 5 points, but if I increase that a lot, you can see it did it in like 3 seconds down here with all the attributes you need. Like for instance, let's go back to here, 10 points. In the load asset in the PCG graph, you can see all the attributes, and you can see all the attributes I created inside Houdini. So at the moment, only float, vector3, string, and integer attributes are supported. And yeah, so how it's done, it's basically, let me show you this little Miro board here. So inside Houdini, inside the Houdini session, you have some points with a bunch of attributes on it, and then you have a Python sub which writes out a JSON file with all the points information, and the same Python sub open also a connection to Unreal to tell it, okay, you have to execute this script with the JSON file as argument. It opens the JSON file and sends all the JSON data to a create PCG data asset blueprint, and that's the one which is in charge of creating the data asset, and then the PCG graph reads that asset. So for the blueprint, I won't go into too much details, but you can see that it takes like a bunch of attributes where you want to save the asset name, the position of the points, the attributes you want to send. So that's not mandatory, of course positions are. And then it creates the asset or update an existing one, and then populate the attribute, create the position, populate the attribute, and save the asset. And the cool thing is I have nothing else to do. The PCG graph read automatically the data asset when it's updated. So on Houdini side, I can show you it's all happening here. So you have a bunch of parameter on this node here, on this little asset, the new project. So this is mandatory to open the connection to Unreal, to tell Python, okay, you have to open the connection to that project, and it's actually fetch above in a bunch of settings for the Python connection. The asset name, the package path, where you want to save the asset, and so on. And that's a bunch of core parameters you should never tweak, basically. And that's the script which is executed on real side. So nothing fancier here in this JSON file, in this Python file. Just create a JSON with all the information needed, dump the JSON on a temporary file, and then I open a connection to Unreal and I send the script with the temp JSON as an argument, and then it's executed Unreal side. And Unreal side, so this is the script. I just do the opposite. I read the JSON file, create all the Unreal object out of it, and call the blueprint function from it. So nothing really fancy. I think like everything is happening on that method, but yeah, so it works quite well, I think, and that would be super cool to have that, I think, built in inside the Houdini engine plugin in C++ to be able to create those components directly and data asset directly out of Houdini engine attributes and settings. So that's it for that video, and thanks for watching.